and remembering one of the Beatles' most extraordinary concerts, how they were smuggled into this park for the Urmston show at the height of Beatlemania.
Now, they played at Shea Stadium and the Hollywood Bowl, performed for huge audiences in Hamburg and Tokyo. The world had never seen anything quite like the Beatles.
No, less well known, though, is their appearance at the Urmston show. It was exactly 50 years ago, an extraordinary story as well. They're having a recreation, sort of reliving it all this weekend. Autograph hunters were out in force, as you'd expect, when the Beatles were there. And they've been there as well tonight. Stuart Flinders has been signing a few, Stuart.
Yeah, all right, thanks very much. Look, this is the Rain Band. They are rehearsing for tomorrow night, tomorrow's concert to mark the anniversary of the Beatles' appearance here. And what an extraordinary story. Just imagine, 1962, the organisers of the Urmston Agricultural Show booked this up-and-coming band, the Beatles, to play here. It all goes very well, and they say to them, how about next year? Do you fancy coming back? And the Beatles say, well, we've got nothing on in August, we will do. But in that next 12 months, things really take off. Beatlemania really kicks in, and the question is, will they actually honour their contract? Well, they did, and it turned out to be a heck of a day. Just to warn you, there's some flash photography coming up in about a minute's time.
Preparations for an anniversary concert in ABBOTTSFIELD Park. It was here in 1962 that a little-known band called the Beatles performed at the Urmston show. By the time they returned a year later, they were huge.
Brian Epstein saw security issues. He tried to disengage them from the contract to appear here. The council insisted that they honour that contract. It is an Urmston myth that's far spread in Urmston that they were smuggled in a council dust cart. I can say that that wasn't the case. They in fact got changed in an allotment shed on a Parks and Gardens Department premises just across Flixton Road from the park. They were then driven over in a box van owned by the Parks and Gardens Department.
The stage for tomorrow's concert is being built exactly where the Beatles performed 50 years ago. On that occasion, it was all too much for some.
My sister actually said that she thinks I fainted and got taken out and then came back in again, but I don't have a memory of that.
Did you get a good view?
I was stood right in front of Paul McCartney all night. So close, all I could see was his legs, you know, because the stage was there, he was on it, so I was seeing bottom half of his legs, and that was it, you know. So, but yes, it was absolutely brilliant.
This weekend, the Beatles are back. Well, a tribute band anyway. Also on stage, Rain Band. They performed at Glastonbury this year with the Rolling Stones. Now they get to play with the Beatles, on the very spot where it's thought they performed this song, their latest, weeks before its release.
Well, she loves you. She loves you, yeah.
I think it's difficult to find details of the set list, but I think if it's coming out a fortnight before, I think any band would probably tell you that they at least have a couple of outings before that, so maybe it was played here.
The Beatles were too busy to return the following August. They were performing at the Hollywood Bowl.
And this is Pauline, who was there on that incredible day. What do you remember, Pauline?
Well, it was very exciting, and of course the show was very big then.
You were telling me earlier they were actually appearing in the dog tent.
Yes, because there was lots of things. There was gincana, there was rabbit tents, there was all kind of things. So
the story that they went to the pub beforehand, did they?
Yeah, well, somebody told me that afterwards, that they'd been to the Bird in Hand. We were never, it was never absolutely...
It was probably the landlord of the Bird in Hand who said that, was it?
It probably was, actually. Yeah, no, it was very good. They were all in their, you know, original Beatles suits. We were right at the front. It was brilliant, and we had Brian Poole and the Tremolos, and quite a lot of us from Urmston went, but very, very exciting.
It must have been an incredible atmosphere, and a day to remember. Pauline, thank you very much for joining us, and you can relive that with a tribute band to the Beatles and the Rain Band as well tomorrow here at the show. It's on all weekend, in fact. Sounds like it's going to be pretty good.
Good one. Cheers. Thanks for that, Stuart. It's the Beatles in the dog tent. Brilliant.
A special anniversary show takes place in Urmston later in the park where the Beatles played 50 years ago. They'd appeared at the Urmston show in 1962 and had agreed to return. 12 months later, they were world famous and attracted thousands of screaming fans. At today's event, a Beatles tribute band will perform alongside Herman's Hermits and the Tremolos.